Hello and welcome back to another episode of TACHES Teaches. I'm Tash and this is part 4 in a series on lazy music theory. In today's video I want to talk about diminished and diminished 7 chords and a cool way that you can use them to add a little bit of wrong note colour to your songs. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The first chord I want to talk about today is the diminished chord. Let's take C as our root note. In order to create a diminished chord, we leave a gap of 1, 2, draw a note, 1, 2, draw a note. 2 and 2 is a diminished chord. That's a C diminished. What about a G sharp? So we leave a gap of 1, 2, draw a note, 1, 2, draw a note, G sharp diminished. How do we make a diminished 7 chord? Let's go back to our trusty C, and we'll leave a gap of 1 and 2, draw a note, 1 and 2, draw a note. We have a C diminished. In order to add a 7th to that, we leave a gap of 1, 2 on top. So 2, 2, 2, C diminished 7. Let's try that on an E. We have E, a gap of 1 and 2, gap of 1 and 2, gap of 1 and 2. We have an E diminished 7. Now, you may have noticed that these diminished and diminished 7 chords don't actually sound very nice. In fact, they sound a bit jarring and horrid. But I want to show you what you can do with diminished 7 chords to sort of lead you into the nicer chords in a simple progression. I've got here a little progression I created with an A minor, E minor, D minor, A minor in the key of A minor. Let's have a quick listen to that. Very nice. Now there's no 7ths, no 9ths, nothing added here. I want to show you with the diminished 7 what you can do. So I'm going to have a diminished 7 chord lead me into this D minor. And the way that we do that is we take the root of the note we're moving to. So in this case we're going to a D minor. And all we do is we draw a note directly below it. So in this case a C sharp. And you may be going, whoa, there's no C sharp in A minor or in C major, and you're absolutely right. What we're doing here is something a little jazzy. So we take our note just below the root of the chord we're going to, and then we form a diminished 7. So we have a gap of 2, a gap of 2, and a gap of 2. And we now have a C sharp diminished 7, and that has a C sharp and an A sharp, both notes which are not in the A minor scale. I'm going to take this top half and put it up here. I'm also going to put a C sharp there as well, just because I have got the chords up here and the bass down in the lower register. And let's have a quick listen to what happens now. Interesting. So with those two notes that are not in the scale, we've managed to create something that still feels very melodic, and in fact quite mature sounding. Let's try that going into the E minor now. So I'm going to bring this back here. Oh. And we know that we just need to draw a note under the E. So we go 1 below. We do 2 and 2 and 2. And we now have an a D sharp diminished 7. I'm going to pitch this up here as well. And let's have a listen to that. I'm also going to put the D sharp in the bass as well. Why don't we do one going into this A minor as well? So I'm going to bring this back here. But this is something that's really cool about this little trick, is because it doesn't change, it's always 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, whatever, whatever. We can just copy and paste it. Just copy that down to the G sharp there. And you'll notice that I could have copied and pasted this one. Oh. I could copy and paste that, and it fits exactly the same place. And in fact, let's make all of these chords just take half the length of each bar. Oh, go away. I'm going to move that there, and we'll bring this back and move that there. And let's see what happens. Now we've got an A minor into a D sharp diminished 7, into an E minor, into a C sharp diminished 7, into a D minor, into a G sharp diminished 7, back into an A minor. notice how gospely and open and jazzy that sounds, considering we're using quite a lot of wrong notes. Let's go back to the original chord progression without all the fancy bells and whistles and have a look at the chords we've got here. Because while the diminished 7 trick does work wonders, it seems to be even better when it's complementing chords that already have a bit of complexity. So let's see what we can do to this A minor. Well, I know I can add a 7th by adding a note with a gap below the A, and I can add a 9th by adding a gap above. I'm going to bring that B down here, and this A will bring down as well. So we've now got a slightly more interesting sounding A minor. It's an A minor 9. We've also got an E minor here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll probably bring this D. Actually, I'll leave that there, quite nice and... We've got a D minor here, and I can do the same thing again. And we've also then got here another A minor, and I'm going to do the same thing, but this is now voiced down. So very nice. Now, when we try to add in our diminished 7 chords, let's do it again here. So we've got an E, which becomes a D sharp, and we add 2, 2, oh, and 2. I might now voice this differently to fit better with these notes in the next chord. So I know I've got an F sharp there, so I'm going to keep that there. We have a G going down to an F sharp. This seems all right. I'll keep that there. Now let's add here the C sharp, a gap of 2, a gap of 2, a gap of 2. I've got an E up here, and we could probably... I'll keep that G down there. Now let's go to the A, and we can add a G sharp, gap of 2, gap of 2, gap of 2. And I'll pitch these guys up. And let's have a quick listen. See how rich and full that sounds. Now, this works really well with any major or minor chord. All you need to do is take whatever major or minor chord you're going to with whatever extensions it has, and just before it, play a diminished 7 of the note just below it. Well, that's sadly all we have time for today, folks, but I do hope that this chat has been useful. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to like and subscribe and turn on that notification button to keep up to date with all of my future videos. If you'd like to take your support one step further, then consider becoming a patron too. As always, happy Sunday and happy creating.